Hi, my name is Tina, and I'm doing this video to let you know how easy it is to lose your nursing license. I've been a nurse for 25 years. I was an LPN for about 15, and I've been an RN the rest. When I first got out of nursing school, you know, when you think you can save the world, I was working at a county jail, and I lost my license for 3 years. It got revoked, so let me tell you what happened. There was a patient that was on the psych floor, and my job was just to do a psych observation on her. So the first day that I saw her, she was sitting in her cell cussing at me, but she wouldn't answer any of my questions, and she was just yelling and screaming. And the second day that I saw her, we had to monitor her meals as well, and she was sitting in her cell looking at me, but refused to answer my questions. So the officer told me how much she had eaten, what have you. That's it. Never had to touch her, do any vitals, pass any meds to her or anything, just do a psych observation. I saw her about 5 days before she died, and according to the newspaper, she had diarrhea and vomiting, and had an electrolyte imbalance which caused an MI, and she died of a heart attack. I guess the electrolyte imbalance was or the nausea and vomiting was from withdrawing from narcotics that she was previously on before she was supposed to be, before she got put in jail. Being a new nurse and not having a lot of money, obviously, I looked into getting an attorney. First of all, the county jail gave us a attorney and said, you know, gave us a deposition, said this and that and whatever. Well, it was a big lawsuit, and the family sued the county for $10 million. The county settled out of court for $3 million. But since every person in the whole county medical was named in the lawsuit, the Board of Nursing had to do investigation. The Florida Board of Nursing came out and talked to me. I gave them her whole chart because they had given me a whole copy of it during the deposition from the county. I explained to them what happened. They said, you didn't do anything wrong. Now, this is the Board of Nursing's attorney said, you didn't do anything wrong. There were people that saw her a day before she died and laying in feces and didn't check on her and that type of thing. So me and my husband at the time telling me, you didn't do anything wrong, it's fine. Didn't get an attorney. I did look into an attorney, and it was $150 an hour to get an attorney. And this was 20 years ago, almost 25. And it was too much money for me. I couldn't afford it. So I didn't get an attorney. The board sent me paperwork. So the board's attorney went in front of the Board of Nursing. The board sent me paperwork that said, I agree with the charges and I don't want a hearing. Or excuse me, I agree with the charges and I want a hearing. Or I don't agree with the charges and I don't want a hearing. I didn't agree with the charges, but I wanted a hearing, so I clicked the first option and sent the paperwork back, which in turn screwed me up because it pretty much meant that I was agreeing with what their charges were. I went in front of the Board of Nursing. They said, okay, tell us your story. I told them what happened. They found me guilty of gross neglect. They said that I failed to tell my nursing supervisor about her deteriorating condition, because from one day of her cussing at me to the next day of her looking at me and just not speaking to me was a deteriorating condition. Obviously, if I would have gotten an attorney, maybe I would have been able to fight it, but I lost my nursing license. It got revoked. My LPN license got revoked for 3 years. After 3 years, I tried to get it back, and I had to go back in front of the board and request that I get it back. Also, I had to sit for state boards again and pay some fines and take some CEUs for med education and things that had nothing to do with the case. But I got my license back. Once I got it back, I had a new license number. That license was on probation for 3 years. So every 3 months I had to do a report. I had to work at the same place for 3 years. They had to sign a report saying, yes, I was doing good. And I had to send that to the Board of Nursing every 3 months for 3 years. When I finished that, I actually got into RN school, went on to get my RN license. They tried to give me a hard time with my RN license. I said, absolutely not. This is, well over and done with. So anyway, so I'm just here to let you know how little things that you may not think are necessary, like charting, that I told somebody that this lady wouldn't talk to me, would have saved my behind, and you may not think about it, but those little things of reporting off to someone higher than you will cover your behind in a pinch. I wouldn't change it. I was very angry about it for a long time, but I've learned a lot from it. I've become a better nurse. I tell everybody everything that's going on with every patient. Yeah, you still have to make your own decisions sometimes, but it's always about CYA. And that's my story. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a good nurse. They are surprised that even happened. Some people just assumed that since it was such a big lawsuit, a bunch of nurses got in trouble, because there were like 8 of us that either lost our license or got suspended or whatever. But I don't deny that it happened. I tell people that it happened, even if I apply at a new job, and they see that I had 2 previous licenses, I tell them what happened. And, like I said, it's made me a better nurse. But please, please, please be careful with all of your charting, everything that you do. Always CYA, because this is your livelihood. I mean, I left nursing for 3 years and went and did pest control for a while. That's a big change from saving people to killing animals, So it took a large toll on our income, on my relationship with my husband. It was a big deal. So just please, please, please be careful when you do all your charting. And good luck. Bye.